I'm Rob Kircher, and welcome to our 1905 cottage restoration. It's an ongoing series of episodes with my wife Barbara and I restoring this once diamond in the rough behind me. Now, we've made lots of improvements over the past year, but there are still many more challenges yet to be overcome. There are plumbing problems, electrical problems, insulation problems, and a myriad of other problems still hidden within her walls. And trust me, folks, they are there. Now, call us crazy, and we probably are, but we believe we can turn it into an absolute showstopper. So stay with us as we spend time, money, and effort transforming this old cottage into an incredible restoration. Well, we've had a very peculiar first quarter of 2024. In fact, we only had one or two even reasonable snowfalls during that period of time. And today, we're at the end of February right now, looking at March. And today, believe it or not, folks, it's almost 75 degrees out. So it's the perfect time to do what I'm doing here. This is an evergreen hedge that's been here forever and has grown this way into my driveway. And I'm lopping off about 4.5 feet of this thing to make room for the new 2-car garage that we're going to be building at the end of this driveway. So keep in mind that I want this to be perfectly straight, or relatively straight. So I'm almost at the end, as you can see, and then what I'll do is I'll switch the camera angle from the driveway and the road towards the house, and we'll see how well I did, okay? Stay with me. And everything is all tangled. It's been growing wildly, if you will, like I said, for so many years, so you have to kind of cut it off and then kind of pull it out. But again, it's very tangled. It's like a wild bush. Well, the wind has picked up a little bit, but you can see my progress here. I was able to cut it all off. Last thing I have to do here, and I see my step ladder down there, is I got to lop off the top of those what I call runners, and what that'll do is it'll start to force all the juices, if you will, of the evergreen bush down. We should have a lot of nice new buds, and then it should fill in this year. So wish me luck. Well, I thought I put the snow shovel away several weeks ago, but I was wrong. And again, it's upstate New York. It's always very unpredictable, but also very entertaining. And having lived in Florida for 26 years and coming back to upstate New York, it's invigorating, I will tell you that. Here's the situation. 2 days ago, we got about 6 inches of snow, and this is what's left of it right now. And it's about 31 degrees, and hopefully it's going to get warmer starting tomorrow into the 40s, and so we're going to lose a lot of the very lovely snow. But it is a beautiful day. It's very sunny. So let me show you around my yard and give you a sense for what we're going to be doing in the future and what we're doing now. Barb and I bought some new pots the other day, thinking spring was right around the corner, and we got some dirt, some potting soil, and so on and so forth. This is one of them. We absolutely love it. That color green actually matches the background painting of our Utopia Found sign. So it really worked out well. This is another of the pots that we bought. And this is in our Halsta garden, and I think it's going to be quite beautiful. And where I'm standing right now, by the way, I'm going to be building a trellis, and it's going to be painted white, and we'll be growing probably some climbing roses or something of that degree. So that's going to be going right here. Now this is another, you gotta love it. I love birds, and recently I've been putting a bunch of bird feeders out, and this is one of them. And we put it here by our living room window so we could watch the birds. And there's tons of them around here, by the way, because this is that old rhododendron that's about 80 years old, and they love to nest in there. And so this is a perfect spot. What you're looking at is the base of our rain chain, and this type of weather, it really does take on a whole different look, if you will. And this is the frozen rainwater that's coming off, or the snow water is coming off our roof. And isn't that lovely? Look at that. Just beautiful little icicles coming down, catching into these little trays, and then going down into the bottom tray. You gotta love it. I'm now in the backyard, and this is a corner that's got a lot of things happening, by the way. This is a close-up of one of the bird feeders that we have, and it's kind of a gravity one, so as they eat the bird seed, the top lowers down, but you can see they've already eaten half of that. Behind us is a vinyl fence that we put up to hide our generator, and I think it looks very cool, and no pun intended with the cool weather, but very cool. And then that's a close-up of our vinyl fence that hides our generator, which we love. It just blends well with my Heirloom Custom Toys workshop, so we're happy with that. In the middle over here is another one of our new pots, and that's a very pretty blue fluted pot. And then next to that is another birdhouse. This is our snowy herb garden, and we have a bunch of pots here. That's the new blue one that I was telling you about that we just bought. By the way, those little clusters back there are the grasses that'll come up, and they'll be adding a nice forefront, if you will, to our vinyl fence. Before the snow came the other day, I was able to get our wonderful old kayak, the two-person kayak, up on these 6x6 pieces of timber, and I'm holding it up against the house with that dolly. But this is a beautiful boat, and we can't wait to get it out come early summer, I guess. These are the original paddles for that kayak, and they've seen better days, that's for sure. So what I'm going to be doing is taking them down and fixing them as best I can with some epoxy and so on, and then putting 2 or 3 coats of varnish back on them, and they should be not good as new, but you know, really nicely restored. Space is a premium in our little postage stamp yard, so we have to make the most of it. So a bunch of things are going to be happening in this area. This is just a temporary work table, and below that I have my old garden wagon that I put brand new wheels on, so it's going to last another who knows what, but it's raring to go. And in there is about 1.5 bags of potting soil. Okay, what's the potting soil for? Well, I'm going to be putting a raised bed in front of those grasses, so to be parallel to the grasses, and that's going to be only for tomatoes, just tomatoes. I'm not going to grow any other vegetables, just tomatoes. And it's going to be a pretty good size, and I like to have about 3 or 4 different varieties of tomatoes, so I can't wait for that. So that's going to be happening in this little area, and it's still going to free up this section in here, so it's still going to be walkable and kind of generous, but it's going to have some interesting looks to it. Well, I'm going to relocate our finch bird feeder. It's not going to work there. I'm going to put it in here, and they like to be a little more protected. Here we go. So, the new home for the finch bird feeder. I love this stuff. And speaking of loving, this is the back of our Heirloom Custom Toys workshop, and that's the mural that was painted 2 years ago. but I just love it. And you can see the snow is already melting from the roof. So the warmer weather is coming, folks, starting tomorrow. This is a beautiful magnolia, and take a look at that. And you can see the blossoms have already started to swell a little bit, but then we caught all that snow and now they're kind of hunkering back in. But anyways, take a look at this. This is a panorama of the beautiful park behind us, and you can tell by the footprints that the kids, the dogs, and a bunch of just folks enjoying this whole area have already been coming out and walking through it. So what a gorgeous park and what a gorgeous view right now with this lovely covering of snow. Coming up in the next episode, I'm going to be working upstairs, and we're now doing that second floor, and there's lots and lots of things happening up there, so you want to stay tuned for that. I think you'll enjoy it very much. As always, folks, we hope you subscribe, share, and comment, and it is most appreciated. And thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode.